So Bipolar Journey started originally, I want to say like 2016 with a Dames Making Games workshop for Indigenous people to make video games, and it was kind of half finished for like a few years and then last year Dare let me finish it. So it's about my experience with my diagnosis of bipolar disorder and sort of like what happens in that. And I kind of was hoping to make it like sort of to give people like a jumping off place of like understanding mental illness, but in like a fun way. So yeah, so I guess let's start. So the first level, it's a multi-level game. So the first level is this, you fall into this pit of depression, and there's basically Paxil, which was my first antidepressant, are falling, and you have to collect, I think, 10 of them to get out of the pit of depression. And I don't think you can hear the music. There's like kind of this doomy music when you're in the pit.
I think
And
the people watching can hear it, but unfortunately, you folks can't hear it.
okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So yeah, there's this doomy music, and yeah, it's just kind of like talking about, because I mean, like when I was bipolar, the first symptoms I was having were depression, which were like pretty bad, and yeah, and it does feel like you're never going to get out of the pit. So that's why I wanted to use these medications, and also just because medications are such a huge part of mental health treatment these days, and my treatment especially, kind of pills are this recurring theme in this video game. And then the next one is the apartment. And so this is like kind of like recreating a manic episode. So you're like sailing around your apartment, and some of these things are real and some of them are not. And if depending on if you collect the hallucinations or the real things, it'll determine the outcome of this level. So oh yeah, so you did collect all the hallucinations, so the police came to get you. So which was also based on like a true thing of mine where I was like involuntarily committed, because nobody really wants to go to the hospital when they like offer to take you there, especially not when you're in that state. So this is the psych ward itself. So, but if you hit these people, they'll like tell you things.
I've been in
So
5-star hospitals, and this is 1 star.
No, I
yeah.
like that one so much.
I've been in five
Yeah,
star
so you like just
hospitals, and
basically
this
go
is
down this
one.
hallway and
I've
like
been
hit
in
all these heads,
5-star
which is like you
hospitals, and this
interacting
is
with the other
1 star.
patients, which is basically like kind of all you do in the psych ward is like sleep and eat and take your pills, and then you make all these strange new friends, and some of them are more interesting than others.
I've had this
Yeah,
primer in my
so
hand since
that's
they
kind
put
of,
me on lithium,
and
and
it's
they
kind of
won't
like a
take
long
me
hallway
off
because it
it.
feels sometimes like a long time when you're in the psych ward. Like, yeah, you don't know when you'll get out. So there's another doorway to kind of like a hallucinatory room of like graffiti and a dog. Oh, and also the background is Baker Miller pink, which is an actual like the color of
I
psych
miss my
wards and
dog.
hospitals
They said I can't
sometimes
take
because it
her with
calms
me to the
patients.
home.
And as you get closer to the end of the hallway, the doorways will start showing like actual hospital scenes,
You
like
don't
hospital
have to
beds
take
and
your
stuff. But
clothes
this
off
is
to
like the
have a good
raccoon, and
time.
there's like this weird bald guy. I don't know. I kind of also wanted them to just be heads. Like I didn't want to have like bodies because I don't know. So much of it is about like what's going on in your head, and
My
so
boyfriend is
I
a
thought,
count.
well,
He's
I mean,
gonna
also
come
it was
see me
easier
on
just to draw
Friday.
heads.
My boyfriend is a
So
count.
that's
He's gonna
kind of
come
why I
see me
did
on
that
Friday.
that way. So this is where it's starting to get a little bit more real, and you're kind of like coming out of your psychosis, I guess. And then you'll end up meeting the psychiatrist. I think there's the psychiatrist. And then you're being discharged, and then this is kind of the last scene is coming up, where you're in a park and you have to get a hot dog, and there's these pills falling down randomly, and some of them will like get rid of the gravity that you have, so you'll fall to the ground, and some of them will like keep letting you float around. So I think the pink ones will let you keep floating, but the purple ones will like drag you down to the ground. But you have to catch a hot dog, which is kind of floating in the air. So if you keep getting the pink ones, you're okay. But if you get, so kind of, sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard also.
I've never
and you won.
successfully completed it. I'm so happy.
Oh my God. Yeah.